And now let's meet our next 6 semifinalists. Miss Argentina here. ¿Cómo se llama?
Susana Romero.
Susana Romero. And ¿dónde vive?
En Buenos Aires.
In Buenos Aires. Now, she's just finished high school. She knows almost no English. Just tell me, what words do you know in English?
Brother, mother, father, peace, love, fraternity. 1, 2, 3, 4,
That's
5.
enough. Very good. You've learned a lot here, Miss Argentina. Thank you very much. Very sweet. Miss Philippines does know English, and your name is?
Margarita Moran.
And what would you like to do, Margarita?
Later,
Yes, as a job.
I'd like to be a banker.
A banker? Why a banker?
Well, first, I'd like to follow my father's footsteps because he's a banker. And besides that, I'm taking up a course in business administration, which is courses in banking and finance. And I like counting money.
You like counting money? What will you do with the $10,000 if you win in the Miss Universe pageant?
I'd invest it. Probably I'll build up a hotel.
A hotel?
Yes, and I'll run a business, and my sister will manage it because she's taking up business, hotel management in school.
You know, I think I've made a discovery. This girl could be the Onassis of the Philippines before she's through. Thank you very much, Miss Philippines. Yes. Now, here is Miss USA. Habla Español? There are obviously some Americans in the audience. Habla Español?
Sí, hablo español perfectamente, señor.
You really do.
Sí.
Where... Amanda Jones, where did you learn Spanish?
In school a long time ago, but I've learned quite a bit here.
I'll bet you have. Now, you've been Miss USA since May, and how has it changed your life?
Well, I have some good news, and I think I have some bad news.
Well, give me both.
The good news is that I've seen so many places and met so many people, and I'm more convinced than ever that you don't need language to communicate. And the bad news is that the night after I won the USA title, I was taken out for dinner, and they gave the bottle of champagne to the wrong girl.
Oh, my. Well, let's hope that doesn't happen again in case you become Miss Universe. Thank you, Miss USA. Now, this young lady speaks no English at all. And all I know in Japanese, I shall now say. Sukiyaki?
Yes.
What your name?
My name is Miyoko Sometani.
Miyoko.
Yes.
Miyoko. Yes. And Miyoko, the only thing that I know to talk with her about, I know that when she arrived, her hair was long, and I'm going to try to get her to tell me about that. Your hair was long?
Yes.
Tell me in Japanese about that. About your hair.
Yes. Greece is too hot. So I cut my hair.
She knows more English than I realize. Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yes, I like your hair. Very nice. Very nice. Sayonara.
Thank you.
Miss Lebanon here is Marcel Hero from Beirut. And I understand from some of the girls that you've been doing a lot of dancing. What kind of dancing have you done?
Lebanese folk dance.
Lebanese?
Oriental, yes.
Yes. And you danced at the wine tasting party you had?
Yes,
Have you taught some of the girls dances?
Yes.
Have you? Good for you,
Thank
Miss
you.
Lebanon. What would... Yes?
I want to show you how I dance.
You will? All right. Take a go ahead. What do you want to show me?
I dance like this in Lebanon. We dance.
I think perhaps you've shown us enough, Miss Lebanon. No, what do you...
I want to show you how we dance.
Oh, you want me to see? All right. How do we do?
Put your left leg front. You right knee up and go back.
What's the orchestra pit back there?
1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7, 7 and 8.
Ginger Rogers. In front of Ginger Rogers, I go through that. Fred Astaire, I'm not, Ginger. Thank you very much, Miss Lebanon. Thank you for the lesson. Now, Miss Norway, what is your name?
My name is Aina Valle.
Your first name is?
Aina?
Aina. And you were born in Africa?
Yes.
Tell me about that. Why were you born in Africa?
Because my mother and father were missionaries there.
And how long did you live there?
I lived there for 13 years and I really enjoyed it.
How was life in Athens?
It was free. We were playing football and climbing in the tree and hunting for monkeys and...
Haunting for monkeys?
Yeah.
That sounds like fun. And it must have been a happy childhood for you to end up looking so pretty at your age now. Thank you very much, Miss Norway. And ladies and gentlemen, there are our 12 beautiful semifinalists in the Miss Universe pageant of 1973.
Miss Universe of 1972, Carrie Wells from Australia. Carrie, tell us about some of the year's highlights for you.
Well, for one thing, I think I'm the only Miss Universe to ever be kissed by 108 boys in one day. It's true. I visited an orphanage in Colombia called Mikasa, and I met 108 beautiful little boys between the ages of 6 and 16, and they all wanted to kiss Miss Universe. In return, they taught me to dance their native dance, the cumbia.
That'll be a day you'll never forget, I bet you.
Right. There were so many things. I've been to 13 states in the United States, as well as Nicaragua, Colombia, Venezuela, and Mexico. I even climbed the pyramids in Mexico and went parasailing in Acapulco.
Well, you look much thinner. Have you been working too hard, or was it the parasailing?
No, but I have lost over 20 pounds. I eat only natural foods now, like fruits and vegetables. Someone once said, let your foods be your medicines and your medicines be your foods. I've been following that advice and I've never felt better. In fact, one of my ambitions is to have my own television show in America, which would incorporate beauty and health of body and mind.
Well, does that mean Australia will be losing you?
Well, I'm moving to New York, but I'll always go home as often as possible. Australia's a beautiful country, wonderful people, and very little pressure. For me, it'll always be home.
Well, thank you, Carrie. I agree with you, too. You've been a lovely Miss Universe, really. In a minute, we'll return to the business of selecting your successor, and I know you're interested. Now, let's hear about a new antiperspirant spray called Sure.
The Miss Universe Beauty Pageant will continue immediately after station identification.
The Miss Universe pageant is coming to you tonight from a land that has played a very important part in the history of Western civilization, where more than 2,000 years ago, the age of Pericles brought to a climax the glory of ancient Greece. And we thought you might be interested to see this map, with which I would like to show you just where we are here at the Acropolis. Now, this is the entire Acropolis here. We're at the Herod Atticus Theater, which you see right down here. And these boxes in the top of the theater here were covered at one time. These are the seats that are at the top of this theater we're in right now, and they were covered at one time. As a matter of fact, the stage I'm standing on right now was also covered. Now, over here is the Theater of Dionysus, and there is nothing happening there now. There are ruins there, and you can see what the theater once looked like, but nothing happens there. There's an underground passageway here that joins the two theaters, and they have all sorts of events here at the Herod Atticus Theater where we are. As a matter of fact, an American ballet company was here for 3 or 4 nights just before we did their show, or before we started our show tonight, our rehearsals and so on. Now, up here is the Acropolis, and this is the Parthenon, which has been described as probably the most perfect building ever built by man. And this is the gate to the Acropolis, the entrance here. And up here, there were places of worship, and there were military headquarters and all sorts of things. It was walled, of course. And all around up here are points of tremendous interest. And we had the pleasure of being guided around this area. And you can see the Parthenon. Perhaps if we have not, I don't have a monitor here, if we may have taken a shot of it. But we're at the foot of the Acropolis. The Parthenon is right above us there. And at night, it's lighted, and it's a beautiful sight to see over the city of Athens. And I was just mentioning that we have had a tour up here with a Greek guide, and it is one of the most impressive things that ever happened in my life. And I hope that you one day have an opportunity to visit Athens, Greece yourself, and I'm sure that a visit to the Acropolis will be high on your agenda. It's something that you will remember all the rest of your days.
trying to learn it in all the languages our international delegates speak is just more than I can handle. Of our 61 contestants, 23 speak Spanish, 3 Dutch, 10 French, and 3 Portuguese. Now imagine how complicated it is to explain to all these girls a simple thing like what a drachma is, for example. For your information, drachmas are the Greek currency. There are 30 drachmas to the dollar and 100 leptas to the drachma. And try making that clear in Portuguese. It only costs about 30 drachmas to go from one end of the city to the other by taxi, and that's through traffic that makes Fifth Avenue look like a meadow in comparison. Well, in just a moment, we'll see our 12 semifinalists in the swimsuit competition, and I know that none of you will want to miss that. Until then, let's hear about some folks who feel that there's no place like a home.